Welcome to VPR Radio. As usual, it is a fabulous Thursday because we are here. Happy to be here. Partner, you're looking great. I love the fact that you got your DJ equipment set up. Like, we are lit.
Yeah. Every time when we go on a live, I want to make sure I bring this on here. What's going on, VPR Radio? You see, I've been feeling befuddled by the cosmos. I'm gonna start by saying that. I don't know if you guys are tuning in. I don't know if you into your horoscope or anything like that. But I heard it's a retrograde and it feels
Yep,
like it. You feel what I'm saying? What's
yep.
good? We got people tuning in on the live super early. We're shaking.
Oh, I miss it.
Make sure y'all top of the live Instagram. What's good? Say good morning to me. VPR's Instagram. Say good morning to me and Kiana the Goddess. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Good morning, Kiana. Enough of me speaking about the horoscope and retrograde. I know I could start there, but how are you feeling this morning, Kiana?
Oh, a little befuddled myself. Just everything running around. It's been a crazy morning, but once I touch down here, it's like, my zen.
Yeah, I feel that, Key. It's something I look forward to throughout my week because it's like a time where I can sit there and just expunge upon ideas live on air with you and get everybody's feedback. Shout out to everybody on Instagram right now. I see Caitlin Dottie on the check-in on my Instagram, VPR's Instagram. What's going on? We're on another episode of VPR Radio. We get ready to kick off the show, but it's rude of me not to start with our intro. My name is DJ and this is Kiana the Goddess. Make sure you follow her. Let's get into that intro.
VPR Radio with my girl Kiana and my DJ F-M-I.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just make me want it,
Oh,
want it.
baby.
Good morning, VPR Radio. What's good? My name is DJ F-M-I Radio. I'm all over the world.
My girl Kiana
And that's
and my DJ.
Don't just make me want it, want it.
we got our guest getting ready to come up to the show in a few minutes, but I want to talk to y'all real quick. Y'all like this part?
Don't be.
Kiana, last week when we was talking, right?
Mhm.
It was funny because I was just like, I wanted to start a segment called Unk Talk, right? VPR.
Right.
I wanted to start a segment called Unk Talk. So pause the music. I do it like that. Man, it's a beautiful day on a Thursday when you are free to operate as a civilian and you are not behind bars or you are not being federally investigated.
Facts.
Good morning, VPR. Last week we was talking about just being smart and hip to the game. The streets has changed.
Right.
We left off on K Flock. They were supposed to actually come up with his judgment yesterday, but they couldn't come to an agreement on. The jury couldn't come to an agreement, so they had to push that back to today. So we're gonna wait and see about that. But
I
if
mean,
you
that might
turn,
be good for him because the longer the jury is deliberating, the more likely
they're hung.
get off, right? Or soft
You know, what I
dissent.
mean? It's hard, man. There's no stand your ground in New York. So even though he had a pistol allegedly, and the other guy had a pistol, you still fired 3 times before you saw. But Kiana, Unk
Yeah,
is
but
back. What's going on, VPR?
at the same time, I do want to say there's no stand your ground in New York, but there's open carry, right? Do you see how the
To the
two?
chosen few that could receive it, through our taxpaying dollars. So, what's going on? But Kiana, if you turned on your TV today, if you're not familiar with Big U out of the West Coast, very familiar with Whack 100, Big Baby,
Okay.
and Loose Cannon, they have all been brought in on charges, and a RICO is now starting on them. VPR, I told you Unk is here to save y'all from the streets. You feel me? Unk is here. I'm not opening the show talking about the tours and different things that me and Kiana have planned, certain summits and things that we're attending. I'm starting it with Unk Talk. You know what I mean? But so right now we have Big U being brought up on charges of allegedly he was extorting NFL NBA players $100,000 for protection money. he allegedly Adrian Broner cheated some NBA players out of like 1.5 million in a dice game,
Oof.
and Big U was mad at Adrian Broner because he didn't check in with him. So there's some lessons to be learned here, people. You know what I mean? The check-in culture is clipped.
That too.
Okay, I understand the West Coast have had that in a chokehold, and that's how they have monopolized upon their enterprises off the books. And people forget, when you go to the West Coast, you think you paying for security, understanding that the security is the same gang members. Uncle's dropping game. You feel me? So they dropping the low on you anyway. How you get paid for the protection money, and the same people that's supposed to be protecting you is gonna backdoor you at the end of it, and then when you turn to the person that you paid, they hit you with the I don't know what happened, nephew.
They set you up, bro.
And there's so many rappers I could go down the list that have checked in LA,
Yeah.
and then still had to deal with problems. You know, and allegedly Big U had a lot of dirt upon Nipsey and a lot of organizations, so they're doing a rolling 60 RICO right now in LA, and they locking up, man. Unc is just here to deliver the news. You know how they got TED Talk? You just welcome to my Unc Talk. This saved you a year off your life, man. I just kept you out the streets, man.
Okay.
You
for
feel
real.
me? What's going on? DJ, get right. What's shaking? YMVS in the building. You know that.
Partner.
All right, everybody. Kiana, so what you seeing that, man? I'm gonna bring up a piece of the article, but what you seeing that right now? What can you add to after what you just heard? Actually,
Everybody's too grown for all of this dumb shit.
they're
Okay.
about 50 years old, man. Like,
So I'm saying you have money. What are we doing? Right? There comes a time where you have to release that street mentality. There's only two options when you keep that: jail or death. That's a fact. Or both. Or two at one, right? You're still in jail. You feel me? So that's
golly,
what we're doing. And what are we teaching our children? Grow
look at
that.
this. Kiana, I'm gonna roll a clip. And one thing, the internet and all the podcasts that they were on No Jumper, the cops is using that as evidence. So
Of course they are.
he's blaming them. He's like, I got up there and y'all podcasted about me, and y'all got them. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, how about this, VPR? Instead of me telling you, I'm gonna let him explain his side, and that's what got him here in the first place.
Video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family.
Yeah, it's doing a sweet deep.
Talk to my sons. I talk to everybody, man. I'm just going to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know all this stuff is quagmire. Shit is all
Mind you, VPR, this grown man don't wish
I just need y'all prayers.
With the salt and pepper.
Need y'all.
Above 50 years old, like,
Wow.
are you in the streets with a
I don't even know what to say.
And he's got his family behind him. I don't know what to
Years.
say. I can't.
Elevated my family. Come back. Sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't. Don't worry
What, you
about
gonna
it.
be 70 when you come back home?
A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know.
It's a damn shame.
And this what got him here, talking on the internet. And
It's hard
Right,
helping black
right.
people
Still making live.
and not being hunted for doing it.
it's a long video, man.
9 minutes worth.
Just pray for me.
And it's crazy, VPR. I
Pray for
ain't
me.
the toughest
Fine,
nigga in the
out
room, but they ain't nobody gonna play with me how they gotta play with me. Let me
And
get
don't
back.
tell people to pray for you after you've been wrapped up in all this ish. Like, for real. Come on now.
Like,
Now you
where's
want to appeal to the prayers?
VPR, bro?
What about the
Is it
prayers
me?
of people that you've hurt or extorted or, everything allegedly?
What's up, Naughty Going Wild? Welcome to VPR Radio. We tuned in. We getting ready to bring our guest up in a few minutes, live from Texas.
Oh,
Man, some of the dopest production you will see on the internet. But before
alien
we
in
get to that,
the
yeah, we are the aliens, man. They here to invade VPR on Thursday. So yeah, VPR. We just had our unk talk, and we were just going over the situation with Big U, the wiretap, the Rolling 60s getting clapped up. It how much times you got to learn, man? Every time I get on here, into the choir, you dig what I'm saying? And that shit ain't cool. I like hitting my drops when I'm dropping, jewels for y'all. You dig?
Yep.
But
Unks
with that
stay
being
on the
said,
street, grown folk.
man, I thought I seen it all VPR, but this Thursday we are finally being invaded by we are the aliens, and I'm getting ready to bring them to the stage. What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? You hear me?
Let's shake it. Hey, Kiana, I'm gonna let you just kick that off real quick. I'm getting ready to plug in my secondary mic. I want to make sure I hear these guys clear, and I'm looking forward to it.
FMI's got all the mics. First of all, welcome to VPR. We're thrilled to have you here. And I want to know all about you and your team and how you're making things shake because I've seen little snippets of what you guys have going on, and I'm definitely intrigued.
Can y'all hear me first?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, baby. Good morning. How are y'all?
Fantastic. Ooh.
What was your first question?
I just want to know about your journey. Like, tell me about your brand. Tell me about your music. Tell me about your podcast.
Okay. Um, I guess how I always approach this in the beginning, right? I ask everybody, what do you think "we are the aliens" means? Can you hear me or no?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
What do y'all think "we are the aliens" means? Like the
Uh,
title.
Oh, what do we think? I thought
Yeah,
you
what
were
do y'all think that means when you hear "we are the"?
okay. So I'll
okay.
give my bit.
Bet.
Um, I feel like we are the aliens means we are different from everyone else. We are out of this world. We are extraterrestrial.
Okay.
For me, we are the aliens stands for we are different. We are the anomaly. That's what alienates us. That's what makes us alien here. That's what I'm pulling from. Am I in the right ballpark?
Y'all both right. But I would say like overall, it's like one day I was smoking, right? I was smoking weed and
Mm,
I was high. And, and I was like thinking to myself, like, we're gonna say that I'm half human, half alien, let's just say that.
okay.
And I was thinking to myself, why do human beings think that aliens are gonna come down and like invade Earth and like kill everybody and do all these awful things if we've never even seen an alien? So I was just high thinking to myself, like, it's because that's what human beings do on Earth. Like we like do these things that we're projecting, you know. So I
Fear,
was just thinking,
fear what you don't know, right? Or don't understand.
right. So it's really just like a statement, like, don't judge what you don't know.
Hmm.
But like also what y'all said too, like we're all different, we're all special, like yeah.
Hmm. I love.
Um, thank
So
you.
let me kick this off. The alien. Um, I came across you when I was on tour with Chi-Town in
For sure.
Texas. So let me ask you, how did you meet Chi-Town? How did you guys come across each other? And how did you guys foster that relationship?
Do you know Scott Morris?
Yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, I did some business with Scott Morris. We did some mic drops. He had some artists. He did one.
The alien just disappeared, y'all. Just
Yeah, you see,
see the
it's
magic,
just like that.
but he's still here with us. Can you feel the
Very
Yeah.
magic?
much so.
There you go. And see, voila,
Okay.
he's
Is
back.
it? It's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I met Scott Morris. Um.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of connection issues.
Scott
So
Morris said, "Don't
while
talk about my my name. Don't speak on."
he said not today. I'm telling you, retrograde is retrograding, but VPR, you see, I had something a little bit prepared here. We are the aliens. They just shot a amazing video with Greg James. I'm gonna bring up some of that footage and you can see some of their work, and then I'm gonna expunge upon that because I got a few questions. Let's get into a VPR. This is called Two Steppers. Greg James We Are the Aliens. Make sure you subscribe to them on YouTube. Let's get it going.
Got this bitch ain't warrant on me. Alopecia bitch, so when I'm fucking, I just grab a scalp. All your money Swiss cheese, so I can call you out. I don't care for all your stupid actions, so I call you out. I can see it in your eyes. You need a readjustment, but you're never gonna change. You always be reluctant. All this shit be common sense, but you ain't making change. Flip the whip and almost died. You claim you never switching lanes. I just ate some eggs and Benedict, so call me Cumberbatch. Know that I'm the prophecy, so I was bound to get the cash. Yeah, I do this shit with no effort. I just walk inside a club with my two steppers. Yeah, the 50.
Bringing the like, come on. I saw that this morning. I was like, first of all, the production, that beat is hot. Okay.
Yeah, he was stepping on that with his two steppers. He was walking.
For sure. He was walking and jogging on that beat. You feel me?
Shout out to Greg James. We Are the Aliens, man. They shot that. So that brings me to my next question with you. I know we was going through connection issues earlier, but so what goes into like factoring in the right scene or the right location for your videos? Like, what's the process for you choosing that? And can you tell me how do you go about matching that with the music?
Can you hear me? I don't like. Well, okay, so I'm in Houston, right? So like the whole thing is to showcase the city, like different. Like remember you were there. Remember the first location we was at with all the statues, and then like we did the skyline, and then we like found all those like different murals around, like stuff like that. It's like, where are you located?
We're based in New York.
Okay, so like it would be like you doing something at the statue. I know that's cliche, Statue of Liberty, or some like if you was just trying to showcase like special parts of your city. So it's like when somebody comes to me like for a mic drop, I always think like, what is a fire like site in the city, like a fire scene, like something that's just undeniably great, like and then I listen to the song. I got to see how it makes me feel. I listen to like all types of music, so it's like does it make me feel serene? Does it make me feel like I want to dance? And then I kind of match that vibe with the part of the city, kind of.
That's fair.
I love that though. I want to know how that process came together with matching this vibe. Were you feeling like real hip hop? Like what was your vibe when you heard the song and you were like, okay, we're gonna
for two steppers
in here?
For when we chose that one, it's like, I don't know if you saw the Magneto in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
that was fire.
It's just like powerful, It's just like, and then the white is so clean, like it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes these things you just see it. Like the best way I could describe it is if you see somebody that you're attracted to, right? And then when you see somebody you're attracted to, you're like picking out all these details, like what you love about them. So it's kind of like that with the art. It's like you see something, like you walk past this mural, you see Magneto, you see the powerful stance, you see the white backdrop and how clean it is. And yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect matchup and a great way to look at it, because we see so many videos, right? And there's a lot of repeated things, but like pointing out your city. And even if you think about New York, like you said, Statue of Liberty, there's a lot of cliche places, but then there's a lot of tucked away little areas as a real New Yorker that people don't even really know about. And
it's really about the tucked away places.
Locations, right? You finding these little spots and then just lighting it up real quick and going to the next one. I love that.
And if you know.
Incredible.
So I know you deal with a lot of artists in your city, and I'm not sure how long you've been doing videography and photography work. So my question to you is, what is the sound like in Texas? You get a lot of artists in front of your camera, and what is the sound you predominantly hear from the music scene there?
Well, to be honest, like if you really, really want to be honest, our legends, like our UGKs, our Slim Thug.
I'm a real life DJ, bro. Yeah, but nah, yeah.
your Paul Walls, your you know the Texas sound. You know what Chopped and
Yeah,
Screwed is too? I know you do.
of course, of course. Now we was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
club. We was they were going on DJ Shawnee.
So it's like that's our sound. But like when you I guess when you come to the city now, there's that sound is still around, but it's like you know that we've advanced. You know,
Mm,
we have Travis, we have like you know what I'm saying? So it's like
okay,
it's kind of hard because you know every region has its own sound and we have our own sound, but it's like the way things have advanced, it's like I don't want to say it's just I don't know how to say it without I don't want to call it watered down because it's not, but it's like I don't know. Not as many people make our sound anymore. Let's just say that.
Right. Well,
okay.
I think every aspect of hip hop, every area that has a sound, New York, everything, if you go back 10, 15 years, right, the sound has definitely changed and shifted, even if you have some of those elements that are there. So I
Right.
agree, South, like Atlanta, you know what I mean? That sound has completely shifted, whereas they always had a very specific sound. So I feel like hip hop itself is immersed in the midst of like a shift. Wouldn't
Right.
you say?
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Is it
A
good or bad
natural
though?
evolution.
Right.
For
It's
me,
not
it's
bad.
for me it's good. I look at more opportunities for more people to express themselves in hip hop using different experimental beats. I think that's the beauty in what hip hop was born off of, in my opinion. So when I do see like the Playboy Cardis and I seen how they built their fan base and changing their sound and saying when everybody was saying it was weird, and then now people are like glamorizing his bodies of work. I remember
Right.
when Waka Flocka came out and they was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, oh, let's do it. Now everybody making shout and yelling music and it's normalized. When T-Pain had the auto tune, you get what I'm saying? Yo,
Right.
that's trash. Da, 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 da. All right, but yeah, so I could go on and on about it.
All
Um,
facts, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, it's experimental art, right?
For
So
sure.
when you're creating something, people are always going to look at it as different, and it's not always going to be expected. But that's how you know you are the innovator.
yeah, because look at Kanye when he was doing 808s and heartbreaks. You know what I mean? So we didn't think you
Kanye
could be
West.
soft. You didn't think you could be soft in hip hop or
That's,
be a backpack rapper and still have mainstream appeal. It
yeah,
wasn't
Facts. Facts.
true.
and
So
he really broke the mold with Jesus Walks, right? He got like a
yeah,
gospel rap song
on
on
the radio.
on commercial radio.
Can
I'm not
somebody do
trying to.
that again? Well, now they got Old Town Road, so maybe somebody can do it again.
Yo,
Yeah, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not trying to
Somebody
age.
can do it.
I'm not trying to age you, but
Yeah.
like, how old? Like, when you were a teenager, what was your hip hop when you were like coming up? Like teenager, early
My
20s.
my early 20s, you see it. The same Drakes, the same shit like that. Young Money. Um,
Oh, so you're from the Young Money era.
yeah, I would say a little bit around that. Yeah,
Okay.
for
Okay.
the inception of that. Yeah.
Not me,
So
What's your era?
Pac, not
Okay.
Jay Z,
mhm.
Biggie,
Okay. Who's your favorite
50
rapper?
Cent for me. You know what I mean?
Biggie.
Biggie.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
Same.
great.
I'm a Jay Z. I could put on Jay Z any day today. You know what I mean? I could find a record for Jay Z. He just spits a lot of things that chew me. And I like that you asked that question. Not a lot of people come up here and ask us this question at all. So thank you for that, bro. Like, what? Thank you.
Right? I agree.
I was like, I'm trying to see where you're going with this. I'm like, cook. But that brings me to this, man. You've worked with a lot of people, and I would say that you're still early in your career to a certain degree where you have so much more planned. Can you tell me about like a memorable moment when you were recording and you were like, wow, I'm on to something?
Hmm. That's interesting. Mm, maybe I first started with doing the podcast. So like maybe when when the conversations like this and it almost feel like we're not even on the Zoom on the low. So, like in those little moments or like when I started doing the mic drops and like I'm in the studio and like when I first started doing it, I wasn't like using outside locations. I was like using studios around the city and actually like setting it up like you're actually in like a studio like sound like lights like. So it was like yo like I'm really doing this like I'm working, I'm like paying for the studio time, like I'm literally scheduling all of these artists. Like you would think that it would be like me talking to like a celebrity or some stuff like that, but it's like nah, like it's just the moments when you're just like, no, I'm really making this happen. Like I'm literally on the Zoom right now talking to people in New York.
I love that about our virtual ability now too. Like COVID was a blessing in that way. I wanted to say like what you're doing is so different because it's like the tiny desk for hip hop, right?
Right.
And it's
That's
so
what I thought of.
influential because I feel like hip hop gets left out of things culturally a lot, right? We
For
see it with
sure.
Emmys, we see it with where you try to place people in a box, and when you find a lane, and then you find these amazing artists that are just gonna, I mean, a true hip hop lover, doesn't matter what era you're from, you can't help but love when people come in on a hot beat and drop hot ass lyrics.
But it got to be good though.
It got it got to be great.
Yeah. Do you? Who's like okay for you? Who's like the newest, like one of the newer acts? Who do you like?
Kiana, you want to talk first?
One of the newest acts. Within like today's element.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna say probably Kendrick. I have some love for Drake, but
I have some love for Drake.
yeah. But I found that, and this happens with a lot of artists. They come out, they're real hungry, and then once they kind of hit a certain peak in their career, it kind of starts to go down. I feel like Drake's sound became just one. It's very monotone to me, very one note. A lot of his songs, which as a musical lover, I like to hear those different elements. So I think Kendrick is definitely leading the game in that way. I've loved him for a long time. Doechii for sure is. I feel like our next Lauryn Hill, right? Like this era's Lauryn Hill. I find her to be so captivating as an artist for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And I dig Cardi. Cardi and I are birthday twins, a Libra like us.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like a lot of that, the Nick music parties, it can be really watered down. So I really appreciate lyricism.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fire, Kiana. You broke that down. For me, a lot of certain artists I'm listening to is I can listen to Playboy, um, Ken Carson, a lot of Shoreline Mafia, a lot of West Coast artists I tap it with. I listen to Stormzy, a lot of UK, up and coming rapper Digga D. But yeah, so that's the ballpark of what I listen to like on a daily, as far as it's like in the hip hop realm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I try to do that. But the alien man, we got you up here. And I got some hot take questions for you. You ready, my brother? We got the live going on. Wasted Spade just threw up a trophy. He's enjoying the interview, all right? So you ready? You got 5 seconds to answer these questions, my brother.
Oh, shit.
And you just got to rattle them off, all right?
Okay.
Who is the most overrated artist in the industry right now?
Damn.
Don't think too hard. Don't worry.
I didn't expect that, bro. That was definitely a hot take.
That's crazy. You could be overrated and have talented and be talented too.
But think about their fan base. Like, what fan base do you think is a little bit too much with the artists that they support, where it's a little bit overrated with their sound?
Ooh.
Your opinion. You know what I mean? It's all opinion.
Shit.
We love music.
Somebody that's over. Honestly, I want to say Kanye, but he's not popping like he used to. Because the music is ass. Let's be for real. The production is always going to be great, but the music is ass.
Yeah, I feel you on that. The current
Why are you still around?
The former Ye that we came to know and love, right? That's not Ye.
But let's be honest too. Playboy Cardi, I love him, but that last album wasn't good. This new album, it wasn't good.
I actually love it. And it's funny because I wasn't the biggest Playboy Cardi fan at all. I didn't dislike his music. I liked his earlier music, Dialect, Long Time. I listened to what is it? Something Red, a whole lot of Red. I didn't take too much of it. But for me, this album gave enough where it was a balance of a whole lot of Red, Dialect, and where he's going next in his journey of music. So as a music lover, I could appreciate those 30 songs. I would never sit down and listen to artists 30 songs, but he got me to sit down and listen to 30 songs, and I wasn't his listener, but I see where his music is going. I can understand where all the live sets are going if you tune into the Rolling Louds, the Coachellas, and if you look at all the younger acts, all of this momentum using, forward musing, like music, loud and abrasive, is where we're going, and I don't mind it because it's akin to NWA. So
It's the NWA.
Yeah, because I look at it when I wasn't there for that, but I can understand back then they were rapping from a place of not having.
Absolutely. And they
You
were
know,
rapping
and they were against the machine.
and
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
how many people have told him in hip hop, you cannot be this bar cannot be pushed. And that's why we had Playboy Cardi's, Ken Carson's, and I could appreciate them in that light, in that bubble, the Travis Scotts. I could appreciate their artistry in that light. Yes, it's not akin to what I grew up on as far as like, you know, bars and everything, but that's fine. They're still putting bars in their own sense that relate to their lives. And who am I to judge?
They be talking. They be talking.
They do. Mad of these young rappers be talking, and I be listening, I be bumping. Yeah, it might not be the subject content that you like, but it's a part of their story, and they're telling their story in it.
Right.
Would you say it's akin to like a new age gangster rap? Because we definitely had that era, which more so, you know, evolved from the West Coast, but definitely made its way all around the United States.
That's a fact.
Sure.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm.
I have a question. It's not even a question. It's just me posing something. Biggie's my favorite rapper of all time. But you know, you always when you say Biggie, people are always gonna come through with Tupac, right?
Yeah.
And their argument is always that Tupac is like more conscious, right? And like that he's just like telling these stories, yada yada. Oh, I love Tupac, but it's
Tupac
like
is a poet.
right. But it's like Biggie was literally telling his story too. Like it just wasn't from this like, I'm in the yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I mean, from the launch of Ready to Die, right? Like that was such an instrumental album. I was, I think, 16 when that album dropped, and it was like, phew, I was
That was
going.
prime time.
Yeah, I mean, the shameful thing is even doing the comparison because first of all, Tupac had a larger body of work,
Yeah.
right? And they both died at very, very young ages. So obviously,
Biggie was at like 25, 24.
their careers were cut short. I mean, Biggie only made 2 albums, and really the second album wasn't even done. And if you think about the crazy thing about the law of attraction, right? Ready to Die and then Life After Death. By the time that album dropped, he was already gone. So
Right.
like I always think of those things and I sound like you've got to be careful what you project and what you speak out of your mouth because you will bring that forth right into your reality. And you know, even when it comes to like hip hop and the lyricism of coming from anger and again oppression, I can always resonate with it and I can always agree with it, but there does have to, I feel, as a human being, become an evolvement from that phase. Otherwise, you can get stuck there. And we see what happens as we were talking about these RICO cases and things, right?
Yo, every week it's a new Rico, and I'm like, this is the community that has fed our families, that have given us a platform to have these conversations. Also, you know, so you know, I mean, that get in front of the cameras, alien. That you know, I mean, get in these studios with me and go on tour with me. So I'm like, it's not up to us to change or make change in anybody's life, but while we have these platforms, right, it's a part of in my humanity to at least pay it forward. If I could stop someone from going through these jams now where a new Rico and all these dudes are in their 50s still gangbanging, and I'm trying to tell people my age, like, yo, I got it from this music stuff for 15 years. I got 2 record deals. I got many things through this. Open businesses. You can do it too. It doesn't have to be that. You know what I mean? So
That's a
that's
whole
why.
nother talk though.
Yeah. But that was just connected into the Tupac thing. I'm not the biggest Tupac fan. For me, it was like he was a hypocrite, but he's a poet. And when you say it like that, I can understand that. You know, when you said that, I never conceptualized that Biggie only put out 2 albums and
Right.
half one. I never really thought of it. And then Tupac has a bigger body of work, and I'm like,
and so many
that
features
is something.
and you know, Pac and Biggie were friends for a long while and even did some work together, right? Like we interviewed with T Money, shout out to T Money, this photographer from the early ages of hip hop. He had a picture of Tupac on stage with Biggie with a Bad Boy shirt. Nobody else has this picture but him. You know what I'm saying? So he captured before the days of being able to do live video and get your camera phone and pull it out. Before everybody had that, Eric was running into rooms and sneaking in and taking pictures and getting the connection. So I love taking it back to that. But Pac was very much a poet. His mom was a Black Panther, so his life was very different, along with the oppression and stuff that he experienced. So there was a mixed bag to what he was about.
Right.
And you see VPR how we build off a little a quick draw question that is so fire.
Right, I was thinking that too.
Yo, the alien, we have you up here and we're running a little bit low on time, and I'm definitely gonna have you back on the platform. I know me and Kiana would love to have you
For sure.
join your podcast, but can you let us know about any upcoming projects that you have coming up, and things that people can look forward for in the future and where they can follow you?
Okay. The next thing, well, I throw showcases sometimes, events for artists here. So I think the next thing that I'm going to be focusing on is the next show that I'm throwing. And well, you kind of heard me talk a little bit about how I do things. So it's like the show has to be, it has to be, I don't know. It just has to be everything. Like I don't like to do things and it's just normal and basic. That sounds, I feel like when I talk like that it sounds like snobbish, but but nah,
No, it's
I
a
like
part of your vision. It's a part of
Right,
your vision
not
that
at
you're
all.
creating. Who am I to challenge that, man?
right. It's like it got to be right. It got to be right. So yeah, I'm like so for my events I build sets and things like that. So right now I'm in the middle of building a set for the next show that I'm going to be throwing. I'm probably going to be like having like maybe 20 to 30 artists performing. Like see how you came from New York and I met you. Like I'm gonna be using contacts that I've been making over the last year. New York, Rhode Island, Atlanta, Miami, like getting people to come from all over to come perform at the showcase. And I'm gonna still be doing mic drops, but I feel like right now is just the time for evolution. So I'm just sitting on that right now. And
I felt
everybody
that.
follow me at Weird Aliens TV on Instagram and Weird Aliens on YouTube for sure.
Man, you tapped in here with DJ FMI, Canada got his VPR radio, and we just had the alien come and invade our Thursday morning show all the way from an undisclosed location.
Space City
Thank you for joining me today, man, and Kiana.
for sure. Invite me back. I like to talk.
Oh yeah, we want you back. We want to know more, and I'm
Yeah,
so intrigued by everything that you have going on. Definitely let us know about that next show when it comes about. Mama's ready to travel.
For sure.
let's go.
Y'all gotta come. We gotta do a in the studio sit down.
Yeah,
Please, man, I'll be so fire, bro.
For sure.
love it.
Say less. We're gonna get up, man. I'm gonna shoot you a text after this. Thank you for joining the show, man.
For sure.
Have a
All
great
right,
day.
man.
You
Ciao.
too.
Dope.
Yo, Kiana. It's been a while since we both got a question that
Yeah,
made us like actually have to.
and I love that. I
VPR
love when people flip it on us, right? They start asking us the question.
will also have their platforms, and yeah, we normally get to interview you, but it's always a pleasure when we get hit with a question that we didn't expect, and we can expunge upon a topic and go deep and all get our views out. Thank you so much for having the platform, Kiana. And thank you for you guys tuning in. I appreciate all of you right now on the Instagram. I see, man, I know I wasn't shouting out a lot of your names. I was just enthralled in the conversation.
Yeah, for real. That was a great conversation. And you know what my favorite part of all of these interviews is definitely the level of comfortability. How he said, it's like we're talking, we're not even on the Zoom for real. I love that. Being able to create that in a virtual space, like that's just, I'm you say appreciative of me. I'm appreciative of you, partner, because there could be no VPR without YMVS DJ FMI. And that is just a hot fact. So y'all make sure that you tune in here every single Thursday. If you didn't come in smiling, I bet you're going to leave smiling. Facts.
That's a fact. Hey, man, stay sucker free. Retrogrades outside, man. Bring out your umbrellas. It's looking like it's we in London outside. I'm going to check y'all next Thursday. Like, subscribe, share. Content uploaded daily. Later.